Yo, Verb!
Genius! Well, go on.
This how you air John Verb.
You're a joker. Listen.
No crap, man. Listen, none of that today, man.
Let me land, man. Let me land. Yo, people, forget about Genius right now. I am your host, yeah? Verbz the original, yeah? And I'm here with your other host.
The one and only official Geniusdan. The only Genius. Is any other Geniusdans? Then yeah, you know.
Yeah, people, man. Welcome to another episode of the Triggered Thoughts podcast. Yeah. So, today, we want to go into the topic of, is a good relationship easy to find in 2023?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the reason why we're dipping into this one right now is because, we've revisited relationship debates, behind the scenes, and we've done a couple of episodes about certain things to do with relationships. Not this question, though. And we thought it was time to come up with this one. The reason being is because there's a lot of people out there that we personally know, that are single, men and women. And I think they've run the dangers of being single for too long, and they've adapted to being single. They've adapted to single life like Cameo. I'm living a single life.
Verb, got a couple of connections, and I can actually, with some connections, I know some people that are connected to Simon Cowell, so I can arrange a lot of songs, if you're ever thinking about coming on to, if you ever want to try and do a thing with,
Do a thing. Pause, man. Pause. That's a wire for that, man. Loud up.
No, not like that. You know what I mean?
Fire. Fire for that.
You know what I mean? Not like that. Not like that. My God. Yeah, not like that. I say if you ever want to, go on and try and perform with singing, thing with your singing, let me know, man. Because I see you like to drop in a little singing here and there.
Yeah, man, I need that. But that's strictly for the listeners, That's to entertain the listeners because they seem to like that, so,
Simon Cowell might sign you still, man.
I hear that. It's worth a try. Listeners, let us know what you think, man, in the DMs and that, yeah? Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people have been single for too long, and they appear to have adapted to being single. So I would say that, even when they want to date, they meet people, they tend to turn them away. This is men and women. And when they turn them away, it's because the defensive side has come up too much and they question this, they question that. They got high, the standards may be a bit too high, or they haven't given the person the time to show the qualities that they've got. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think because of that, it leaves them in a position where they end up staying single. Do you know what I mean? Also, marriages are on the decline. And I think that's got a lot to do with people not really being involved in religion. They're shunning religion a lot now. So because of that, marriage has a historical connection to religion. And, the mere fact that people are shunning religion so boldly in public now, I think the marriage is seeing the implications of that. Do you know what I mean? And,
I agree.
And when people do get married nowadays, because of the high expectations again, or, God is the overseer in your marriage. So with his blessing, you've been married, you've come together to be married. And when you adhere to your vows in the name of the Almighty, what tends to happen, even if things go wrong, you use that religious template to continue to fight for your marriage, to stay loyal in your marriage. Without that, you will more tend to take the option to say, you know what, things has gone wrong from the first hurdle, and you'll choose the divorce side. Now, if we look historically with our elders, some people would say, no, that what they done was rubbish. But I would argue that there might be an element of negativity towards what they done, but there might be an element of positivity, because even though our grandparents, let's just say, had issues in their relationship and granddad may have been cheating or having outside children, mum stayed. And the reason why she stayed is to send that very important message to the children that family is everything and family stay together and family fight together. You know what I'm saying? If you send children out into the world when they become adults and they've grown off of that basis, what tends to happen is they come out there with the same philosophy. And when they have their partner, I'm not saying necessarily that they should accept cheating, but they would fight for things just that little bit more. Now we're a bit more of a quitter society, and I think this is what's causing a lot of our problems with people being single for so long, people not being able to identify that there's a good person in front of them that they're dating, but they're choosing to turn it down and they're just staying single. So, you know, that's why we come up with this subject matter today. Geniusdan. Is there any light you want to shed on this, my bro?
Yeah, I'd say, you see what the thing is, back then, like you touched on, marriage was more serious back then for, you know, like our parents' generation. And I believe they took their vows seriously. This generation now, you know, the slightest argument, all of a sudden now they want a divorce. Or, you know, they're getting all different parties involved, the dad's involved, the mom's involved, the friend, the auntie, everybody's having their input. And what was a marriage now becomes, you know, ends up being a divorce, because the thing is, people forget what the vows they took. You know, when what's the question? What is it? What are the vows for better and for worse, sickness and health, death do us part? People don't even get to the death do us part. They're departing because of a basic argument or a disagreement. Nobody communicates. This is a discommunicated generation. Yeah.
My
no
God!
You know.
Very true,
it, man.
Very true. It's very true, man. A lot of people. Go on.
You know, you find as well that before we use social media, people would, you know, talk amongst themselves, but now everyone posts their business on social media. You know, they're posting, their bruises, their black eyes, their broken legs. Then, you know, people that they don't know, because as you know, with social media, a lot of people don't know a lot of the people a lot of the time. Everyone else is adding in their 2 pence. There's no privacy, man. You know what I mean? Everybody knows your business now. Everybody knows what's going on in your household. Everyone knows, you know, if your husband's cheated. Everyone knows that your husband's battered you, or, you know, vice versa. You know, everyone knows that your husband's cheated. It's just crazy, man.
Very true. And I think even if people don't put up that much detail on their social media, I think some people are very fast to post all their kids, their husband, them out on activities every single time, or them out in restaurants, and then all of a sudden now, when things have gone wrong and the husband's not around, you're just posting of maybe you and the kids, and it looks painfully obvious that you're not with the husband right now.
My God!
So even if it's subtle, it can still give up information to third parties, as you just said. Do you know what I mean?
I think, to be honest, I think sometimes, you know, you tend to find people that have a lot to prove, and it ends up being a lot of the time like a false facade, because if you look at it, sometimes, people, it's a front. A lot of the time you see all these things, but you don't know what's happening in the background. A lot of the time they're not happy. They create like a false image or a false, or even say narrative. They just, you know, they portray that everything's happy, but behind the doors there's domestic violence, there's, you know, narcissism, there's all types of things that's taking place in that household.
Facts.
But, you know, people paint this picture that everything is honky-dory, and it's not the case. You know?
Yeah, that's true,
man.
That's true facts, man. That's true facts. So, why do you think these kind of things are happening, man? Why do you think people are, you know, taking this turn for the worst and not really getting involved in marriage now and stuff? Because even when I've spoken to, not to just attack women, but a few examples, and I've spoken to women about marriage and given the example of the grandparents staying together, even though there was, you know, issues with, let's just say, the granddad cheating, or, maybe the grandparents fell out of love a long time ago because they got kids, they still stay together. A lot of this generation tend to say stuff like, no, I'm not doing that. My grandmom was stupid in that. She shouldn't have done that. She should have just left. So like, what do you think is the problem with this modern generation as to why these things have gone left?
Because a lot of people are not serious. That's the honest truth. They're not serious. People's motives and intentions are not pure. There's a lot of insincere people. People have their own agenda, whether that be, for financial gain, material gain. I mean, back in the days, it used to be for stay. People used to get married for stay. The marriage has lost its true meaning. And I think this generation, when it comes to it, they're not serious, because people just don't know how to really fully commit. People are used to, being in an open relationship. People are used to sleeping around. There's no closeness anymore. Even the word love, there's no sincerity. It's sad. The morals and principles have gone out the window. A lot of people are just selfish, self-centered, and they just think about themselves. And to be quite honest with you, you have to be a very mature person to be in a committed relationship and truly, mean what you say and say what you mean. You see what I mean?
My God!
Too low. You see, you've seen the stuff I've put up. I've mentioned a couple of times about the what's it called, viral crimes.
Yeah.
You see that? Does that I mean? I'll give you an example. The other day, there was a friend of mine that I worked with in Ocado. She's with her partner, and her partner's. I think she must have sent a message about. What was it? I think asking about if you got £10 or something. I don't really do the lending money anyway. I just aired the message. But anyway, this strange message came through. Who is this? I'm like, what do you mean, who is this? You know who this is? And I found out, that it was a partner. And people, let me put this out there, yeah? And I'm staying on track here.
My God!
If you're in a relationship where your partner now is having to ask you to make phone calls and call this person, it's a madness, man. It's a madness.
Yeah, for real.
To make it even crazy, one of my sisters knows the girl as well.
Okay.
The boyfriend now messaging her saying, I think something's happened between her and Daniel. I think he's all this. I'm like, what? And she's like, sort your head out, man. But this just goes to show you the type of relationship. If you, as a person, find it that you having to tell your partner to ring this person and secretly messaging and then stealing the number and calling the person, how do you know this person? It's like you're not in the right relationship, man. You know what I mean? There's something very wrong in your marriage or in your relationship if you cannot trust your partner to the point where you're doing these funny behaviors. You know what I mean?
So what kind of things do you think occur that makes a man in that example that you're giving decide to get on social media and message you asking questions?
It's insecurity, and there's obviously some foul play in that relationship where someone has cheated or someone has done something that's made the other person questionable. So my point is this: if you're someone that's like that, you're in torment. You're not free. That's torment, man. Why would you put yourself through that? It's a headache, man.
What are you talking about? The person that's calling around?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like that, man. That's sad.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to be like that still,
No, because but listen, do you know what it is? Because you see, when you're younger, it's one thing. But when you're of age, you shouldn't be doing them things, man.
Yeah, 100%.
I expect that stuff, I'd say under 25, I'd expect that, not even maybe that, but I'd say there's no way you should be behaving like that in your 30s, man. Something is wrong.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's crazy, man. Because this sort of behavior leads on to why people end up getting battered and murdered and physical violence, physical abuse, mental abuse. It comes with this sort of stuff, man. People end up with jealous partners, and jealousy is a horrible thing, man.
Yeah, it is, man.
Jealousy, especially if you're a partner, like that's how can I put it? Like they just every minute they want to check your phone. Who's that? Who's this? Why is that one calling you? Why is that one texting you? Who's that?
That's someone controlling you.
Yeah, where do you know this person from? Messenger, let me hear it. Let me speak to them. How do you know this? Margaret, have you ever slept with her? What the hell?
My God! My God! My God!
That's fire, man. Like fire. See my finger there? Fire!
My God! My God!
Nah, it's true. So I ain't gonna lie. I used to be like that still, man. I used to be kind of controlling when I was younger, man. But then, a situation got me, which I've spoken about on a podcast before, on one of our episodes before. Situation got me and it brought me right back down to reality. There's no point in you being like that, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You can't stop it, innit? You just have to make sure you fine-tooth comb through your partner and make sure that you pick the one that wouldn't do that to you, if you get what I'm saying. Or if they did feel that your relationship was over, they'd be quite open about it and tell you, and then want to exercise the task of leaving.
My God! My God! My God! My God!
Do you know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah, man.
Some people want to leave and they don't. They stay and let the relationship get more and more complicated, political. Do you know what I mean? They stay and have their cake and eat it too. Or they stay and keep themselves in what they would say is a safe position where they've got one and they're transitioning onto another, but they're waiting for the other one to prove that they're stable enough for them to leave the first one. And that's where things it just gets all muddy, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be quite honest with you, in this day and age now, to find someone that's really serious is, I know this because, I post up some posts sometimes, I do some messages on relationships, and so I see a few comments, there's a man like that doesn't exist. So it tells you the state of world that we live in, or the time in which we live in, where...
What do you mean a man like that doesn't exist? Just for a little clarity, what do you mean? What do you mean a man like that? Like a good man?
Sometimes I did a message on... the message was on the lines of, there is that right person out there for you, the one that you'll be able to connect with, that will appreciate you, that will, truly, be everything that you want. And someone put, no, man. A few people said that such a person don't exist, man.
That's sad.
And you can tell by a comment like that these people have been hurt or they've been let down.
Yeah.
Relationship, that's what I mean.
Yeah. As well, Genius, like a lot of people run down the route of dating on dating apps as well. And I know I've said this a few times, but I just want to go over it again, yeah. Are you asking teacher, dog?
My God! My God! My God!
Because I'm just thinking about
Focus on the task at hand, man. Focus on the task.
Just go on. Stop it.
Yeah.
Go on.
A lot of people, when they're single and they say that they don't need a man or they don't need a woman or whatever, yeah, they go down the whole route of the dating apps. And dating apps, from what I've seen of a lot of people, I've kind of watched them and analysed them and heard what they say. And they'll go on there innocently thinking, I'm going to find myself a good partner. Then they meet someone, they're promising, they're good. I think I'm going to date them. They're everything. Then when they're with them for a few months, some madness comes out and confirms that the partner was no good. It might even be that the person was married and they've come to meet them. Or the woman said she's been single and she's been talking to the guy. She's been single for a few months or a couple of years. And then when the guy is meeting her now and he's in a relationship with her, she's telling him that she only finished with the boyfriend last week and she's still in contact with him and all that, or she slept with him last week, and it just gets all muddy because people can lie behind social media. So then what tends to happen is when you're the good person, if you're not strong-minded enough to say, those morals that they got is not my morals, I'm trying to find someone good, let me filter it down, only give time to people that are worth it, or take a break off of it so that I don't become programmed into this madness. If you stay on it, you run the danger of seeing so much, or being involved in so much dirty messages, dirty pictures being sent, sexual conversations on you know what I mean, through your inbox and stuff like that, that eventually you start saying, you know what, if they're all like that, what I'm talking to, if 80% of the people on here are all coming off on the same thing, I got needs, let me go do my thing, then you end up being as tainted as they do.
My God, my God,
Do you know I'm laughing?
Go on.
You see this dating app, man? Yeah, I never did that, man. I think the closest I did, and I was probably like 18 under that, was Black Chat.
my God,
Also, you know about Black Chat, man.
Black Chat, you know, old time with the Black Chat people, though, if you remember the thing.
Yeah. Sex location, ASL.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm laughing because the thing is, you see, the problem with these dating sites is, what's one of them called? Tinder and Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to catch a fish, all right, man. And this fish there, man, is going to be the last fish because the problem that people have now is that you could end up being a bloody psychopath, man, or a killer.
Yeah. True.
It takes nothing for anyone to create a profile and create this beautiful story. I'm this person. I'm a CEO of this. I do this. You know what I mean? And, you know, they put up the best picture, and when you see that, they look absolutely nothing like what they put up.
my God, my God.
What's that thing they call? Is it called catfish? Is it catfish?
Catfish,
Yeah. It's different, man. Whatever happened to the old school where you just go out there and you just go and chirp a girl and get a number? I'm hearing it's all different now. I'm hearing that people out there now, they don't give you a number, they give you their social media.
Yes, it's mad.
My God, my God.
Yeah, it's mad now, because social media, they'll give you this, oh, what's your app? And then the people will give them the social media. Or what tends to happen now is there's a lot of, because of the feminists now, the feminists have pushed for, when men approach women in public spaces, it can be classed as harassment. So if they try to talk to the woman's sort of like not too sure, or no, I'm all right, and the man follows her to pursue, obviously you can pursue in a creepy manner, but if you pursue in a respectable manner where the woman doesn't feel unsafe, you know, that's normal, innit? But they've pushed for it now, so it's become harassment. So now if men talk to women a bit too long, that second too long in public, they could possibly end up being arrested.
My God, my God.
Seriously?
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of men are scared to talk to women in public now.
Are you joking? Is that a fact? Men are scared to talk to women in public now?
Yes, facts.
I have to do some investigation, man. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, have a look, man.
Jesus
Facts.
Christ.
A few people I know say that, so now everyone's on the social media thing. It's easier. And then obviously there's the element
So what,
of...
you don't get a number no more? What? You don't get the number?
I think you can, but I think it's rare because of the way that
What?
this feminist movement has pushed things and made things blurry with the whole approach and what's harassment kind of thing, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's just a bit muddy, bro. You know what I mean?
Sounds messed up, man. It sounds freaking messed up, man.
Yeah, man. So the old school way is kind of dead. So now people are resorting to tapping them keyboards in their house. But at the same time, there's people out there that ain't got no confidence to approach females. So I think many people would try and use that option of tapping on keyboards where you're not in front of the woman. It's easier to be confident that way, innit? Plus, you can access how many women at the same time when you're doing it that way, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that's more the route now. But the problem is, like I said, you become programmed to be a sexualized human being.
My God, my God, my God.
Because a lot of people on dating apps move in a very sexual, predatory manner. And it's not just men, it's also women.
Well, you see, once again, you know, and this here goes, you know, the breakdown of communication to the thing. Things have got this bad. I couldn't imagine myself going on a bloody dating app, man. I just couldn't do it, man.
Times, cuz.
Yeah, that's just not me, man. That's crazy. And you know, and the thing is, like, you know, like as our children get older, man, it's kind of like, you know, once again we have to, you know, warn them, you know, about all these sort of things, because I've heard horror stories about on these apps when it's gone horribly wrong. People have ended up getting killed. People that have gone on, met people on Facebook, dating, people linking. It's mad.
Yeah.
People are not thinking straight, man. You have zero knowledge. You only have the information that is relayed to you by that person. You don't know if that information is authentic. You don't know if this person is a madman. You don't know if this person is psychotic. He's a killer. You don't know if his intentions are to hurt you or harm you. Because you have this thing called what's it called? You have some people have some strange fetishes, and some of it involves harming themselves.
Just bury them out there, bro.
What's it called? What's it called? Sadomasochism.
What? Hold on.
My God!
Sadomasochism.
Yeah, man.
Google that quick, man.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, break this down for the listeners, man. Google that quick. Sadomasochism. Hold on, that deserves That sounds mad.
Hold on.
That sounds crazy.
Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, listeners, give Genius a minute. Let him Google this thing so I can give you a better explanation as to what this sadomasochism is.
There we go, people. Give me 1 minute. Hold on. So sadism or masochism, known collectively as sadomasochism, are the derivation of pleasure from acts of respectively inflicting or receiving pain or humiliation. Practitioners of sadomasochism may seek sexual pleasure from their acts. So I remember seeing one movie. I think there was 3 parts of it. I'm sure it was something called The House or something. And one person likes, hot. One person said they like hot boiling kettle poured in their things. One person said they like to be
My God!
I'm telling you.
Hot boiling kettle water poured on their penis.
Yeah.
My God!
The next person, like to be punched in the face. Some people like to be, head butted. Some people like to be hit with pans.
Some people like to get kicked in the testicles and shit.
Yeah, it's mad, man. I'll give you. Let me see. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna let you know. Yeah.
This is crazy. There's bare mad fetishes out there nowadays. Loads.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you, cause listen to this. Yeah, the saddest. Yeah, and I definitely agree with. I definitely agree with that part. The saddest. You bloody sad.
My God!
This man. Sadist. Yeah, that's perfect. They're breaking it down. Yeah. So the sadist is someone who literally gets pleasure from causing pain or discomfort to others. This pleasure can be either physical, emotional, or psychological, or 3 at once. Listen, man, I remember someone saying, this is mad, cause someone was saying that, saying to someone, I want you to pretend to be a pissed, yeah, a pissed, yeah, and beat me up and just what I mean, and pretend to, yeah.
So a woman said that to a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I say something to you as you say that? That's like a massive fetish amongst a lot of females.
What?
That whole this act sort of thing, so a woman walking down the road, a van pulls up, but it's organized. There's companies that do it. A van pulls up and a bunch of men come pick her up off the road, put her in the back of the van, drive her wherever, then she's left with the geezer that she fancies or whatever, and then he has rough sex with her.
My God!
It's a big thing, cuz.
Mate, the next one, is the masochism, a person who gets pleasure when they experience pain or discomfort themselves. This pleasure can be physical, emotional, or psychological. Yeah, then you've got the sadist, then you've got the masochist, and then you've got the sadomasochism, which is the combination of both. Sadism and masochism is the act of derived. Yeah, and as I said before, it's unlimited, man. The things that people, like imagine being drilled, imagine someone hitting your hand with a hammer. Like there's got to be something within your brain that is abnormal.
Yeah, you gone crazy for sure, man. Definitely gone crazy.
Have you ever heard of this thing, pleasure? What is it? Love some rappers have done the album where pleasure is pain or pain is pleasure.
Yeah.
Or pain is love or something like that.
Yeah. I'm sure Ja Rule had an album like that.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
My God!
Have you ever seen the Omen 3 when he was... I don't know if you've seen the Omen 3.
I've seen the Omen.
You seen the one when he's a man and he takes the woman upstairs in the room?
I can't remember the scene. Go on, I remember the one when he's a man though, go on.
Yeah, and he takes her upstairs, and then obviously when he finished with her, he did her like an animal. She was full up of scars all over her body. It was mad.
I think I slightly remember that, yeah.
She was like, yeah, and I think, he picked her, man, and did her like a dog. She was full of scratches, it was mad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was mad, and these are the kind of people that we have in today's society. You have people out there, there are people out there that will just knock someone out and then run off with their shoes, or knock on their door and run off with one of their shoes, or run off with their panties. And it's mad, man.
Yeah, we live in a crazy world, mate.
And as I said, for people that, as I said before, you got to be careful, man, because we're in a time now where all I ever hear is domestic violence, man. I hear it. I remember someone sent me a message on Instagram recently telling me about they were violated because they were homeless, and then someone said that multiple men, obviously took advantage of her and all this. I was like, what? And these are the kind of thing that people are screenshotting and putting on Instagram.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Go on. It's crazy, man, because even a couple of guys that I know that on dating apps, man, they've told me that the amount of women that they've met up with, and the women are telling them to strangle them during sex and slap them in their face hard, And I'm like, what, bruv? Yeah, man, she told me to slap her and hold her by her neck really hard and let go almost so she's gasping for air. I'm like, bruv, what kind of madness is...
My God!
You must be trying to catch a case. I would never play them games there, mate. Seriously. You get me? Can't hear you.
So if your woman said to you, you know what? I want you to do this, what would you say?
Hell to the nizzo.
My God!
Come on, bro, man. In this time, bruv.
But there's a lot of people that's doing that.
Yeah, but that's not my thing anyway. I don't get no pleasure out of that. And I'm not trying to develop to a point where I get pleasure out of that, because that's kind of mad. How am I going to just contain that during sex? If I start doing that during sex in the room with my missus, I'm going to start going out into society if I'm single and inflicting that same shit on other women and get it wrong. And when you get it wrong, it's a mad thing for you now, because you probably have to explain to the police why your handprints is all over someone's face and neck.
My God!
Yeah, it's true.
Do you get me?
Yeah, it's true.
I don't play those games, man, seriously.
Yeah, it's true still.
And there's many men that are doing it, man. They're delivering it because women are asking for it. So many sordid things I've heard, bruv, that women have asked for. It's mad, blood, seriously.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and now these guys that have done it, when they were frowning when the woman asked them to do it the first time, and they've done it, now these men, they enjoy it now, bruv. It's them.
My God!
Yeah, it's a madness, man. It's a madness, absolute madness.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know, man. I think the way that society is and people are getting murdered, killed, I just think people need a different approach, man. People need a different approach. They need to be very careful, man, with this social media thing. You see what I mean?
Yeah, man. Even if you're like a nurse or a doctor or something like that, and you ask them simple questions. I remember I asked a couple one time, and I asked them, do people come into your clinic with strange things inserted in them and that. And they've told me yes, bruv.
My God, my God,
It's a strange thing.
And it's happened frequently, like things that are stuck up them and stuff like that.
Serious.
Yeah, 100%. Things stuck up in them rectum and all them things there, bruv. You know what I mean? It's mad.
Nah, man. And you know, once again, and these are the kind of things that take place in relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Horrible, man.
It's crazy. So do you feel that it's going to be easy for somebody who is single to find a good relationship in 2023? What's your answer on that, mate?
No.
Why? Even though we've given all those examples and we've, shed some light in detail as to what kind of people are out there, the kinks, the lack of religious aspect, the lack of people wanting to get married, the increasing amounts of divorces that are happening and stuff like that, do you still believe that there's not, do you believe that obviously it's accessible, but it's just not easy as it was before?
It's a different generation now, man. And when I say different generation, this generation don't really have any morals and principles. There's no respect, man. There's no respect. And then when I say that, on top of that, just listen to what people rap about now, man. How they view women, how they speak about women.
Hasn't that always been going on, though? Hasn't that always been going on, rap wise?
Not from. Remember, rap is evolved. You've got the drill. Things have evolved. Things never used to be that bad. I know, obviously, back then you used to have, the old school stuff, but
that Two Life Crew and them, man. There.
Yeah, but things now is different now, man. The level of disrespect is high. You ask anyone, they'll tell you that now. And the thing is, this is what the record labels have a lot of these artists doing.
Yeah.
Degrading and disrespecting the queens,
I think social media's got a massive part to play in that, though. Because I think
I use social media, but I don't.
No, not you though. But I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of young people are given phones at a young age. I mean, when I used to work in the youth centre back in the day, and that was like about 2002, 2003, and they had like the Sony Ericssons and that then. And I remember all the youths, when I used to take their phones from them, give me a phone, what are you looking at? And looking there, they had like very violent pornographic videos in there where they got women, giving oral sex to a man and the man's pulling her head away and giving her 2 hard bucks in the face and stuff like that.
My God!
Yeah, and these are like, you're talking 15-year-old, 13, 14, 15-year-olds had that in their phone, had videos of, remember the one, I don't even know if you remember, but there was one time when they were, the bestiality videos was flying around and they had the videos in their phone of the women sleeping with dogs.
Oh, yeah. That's the happy slap days, man.
Yeah, remember? Yeah.
I remember that. That's the happy slap days, yeah.
And I think, that's developed now because kids are getting phones from even younger, so they're seeing mad material, if you know what I'm saying. When they're seeing mad material, I think it's programming their mind to go out and try things and have a lack of respect for women as potential wives as opposed to sexual conquest. And I think it's kind of both ways still, but more so for young boys. You gotta be careful with the social media thing with what young boys are seeing, especially young girls. Girls can watch it and then they devalue themselves because they're seeing women plastic up themselves and plastic big tits and being sexual objects, being bent over and 5 man fucking the same woman and all these kind of things.
My God!
Bro, it's mad. So the women get devalued and the men become like sexual predators. You know what I mean? And I think it's got a lot to do with it. So a lot of people are out here doing sexual experiments from a young age. When you become obsessed with those kind of things, it's very hard to break out of them. You know what I'm saying? When you decide to find yourself a wife, it's very hard to break out of them. And one could argue if you do get yourself a wife and you've got that kind of behavior, what's the likelihood that you're going to keep that woman? If you, as a man or a young boy, want to marry a woman and you find out that she's already been on the block with 5 men one time, what's the likelihood that you're going to keep that woman as your wife if you know she's nice to you? So I think a lot of people are walking down on them they're walking around with paint stains that are permanent. Do you know what I mean? And it's telling now, because even when you look at sexual health clinics and stuff like that, bruv, like, I know people that do work in sexual health clinics, and they're saying the dosages that they've had to use to get rid of certain sexual transmitted infections in the past, those dosages ain't getting rid of those things again. Like, those transmitted infections have become almost like superhuman. You have to give them 2 or 3 times the dose to get rid of it.
My God, my God.
Because it's spreading around that.
Superbugs.
Yeah, it's spreading around that fast that it's developing, and it's been building up an immunity to the medication. You know what I'm saying? So it's mad times, man. It's mad times, you get me?
That's crazy. It's crazy.
So I personally think you can find a good partner, a good relationship, but I think it's where you go. If you're looking at dating apps, I'm not saying you never will, but there's a very small chance you're going to find them on a dating app. Very small, yeah. And you got to think of all the competition. Just an example, a woman, when you message her, the amount of messages that are going to be in and around your message is going to be swallowed up between all these messages from other guys if she looks that good. And she's going to be reading other people competition before she gets to yours. So the odds on that are slim anyway, yeah? I think you have to kind of take it back to the actual socializing element, the real socializing element, where you've grown up with somebody around your area. You know that girl or you know that boy from a young age, grown up. You know what I mean? You kind of form a friendship. Then you see that the way that they've grown, they're quite moralistic, and when you become old enough, you pursue it to make it become your girlfriend or your partner, or, you know what I'm saying? You kind of do it like that. Or if you're involved in a religion, you do it through a religion. I'm not saying that's perfect, but because there's problems in there too, but you stand a better chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
whether you go to a local activity or something where other young people are around and you get to know people consistently that way, that's, do you know what I mean? You know, if you're an adult and you go to, I don't know, wine bars and the same people are there all the time, and you kind of can get to know somebody speaking over low volume music, you getting to know this person, you take your time, you have a friendship with them, and then you might stand more of a chance. But from the typical walk out a road, check somebody just like that, social media, messaging them just like that, I just think, well, them days are done.
My God, my God, my God.
You know what I'm saying?
It's done, you know. Yeah.
Them days are done. Not saying it's impossible, but I think it's very fine that you're gonna find a good person like that. And morals is everything. You gotta take your time. The key thing to find a good relationship now.
You see what you said there?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, morals is everything.
100%.
This world programs all of us to think different, behave different, and develop, not necessarily in positive ways. But one thing I think we need to do for ourselves as human beings is ensure that the moral standards that were put upon us when we was young, those that we agree with and those that are good, because you're not going to take every moral standard your parents or ancestors gave to you. But those that you agree with or those that seem to work for you, that you want to pass on to your youth, you keep them. You hold them dear to your heart, you get me? And when you leave this planet, you make sure you fought in every way to make sure that those moral standards go in the coffin box with you.
My God, my God, my God.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think if you can find somebody with that same desire, that same moral standard, to uphold certain morals and principles, I don't care what year we're in, even though everybody's doing this, I'm not going to be the sheep that gets in line and goes and does it with them. You know what I'm saying?
That's the opposite, yeah.
Yeah, you do the opposite. Yeah, you both kind of inspire each other to stick together and do the opposite. If you find that, I think you're more than likely on for a bit of a winner, mate.
My God, my God, my God.
No, I like that. It's true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah?
To be quite honest with you, you know, in terms of, I think what I said, I believe that there is some decent people out there. Does that mean? I'm not going to lie. I believe there is, but Very few. You know what I mean? Very, very few. You know what I mean? I can't lie. I can't paint everyone with the same brush because this is the generation we've got now. I know you've seen there's been messages floating around. You've seen people that have done videos and it's kind of like they look at they treat everyone as the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They say like all women are the same, and it's mad.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's mad. Yeah, it's mad.
I mean, you can say the majority of what you see out there, because that's what your eyes see. No one can argue with that. But at the same time, you don't know if that's all women. So it's wrong for you to say that's all women because you live in one space. You might go to work on that same route every time. You're not in, you might be in South London. You're not in Kilburn or, you know what I mean? Piccadilly Circus, so you can't say that about everywhere. You're only covering a certain jurisdiction. So you have to kind of be realistic and be careful. It's just like when women go out with, or men go out with like, I don't know, they're in their 30s, they've had 8 relationships and they say, oh no, forget men and forget women, they're all the same, man, they're all no good. That's 8 people, man. Look how many people there is on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
It's true, isn't it?
Sometimes it might take for you to go to another country to go and find the person that's got moral standards. You know what I'm saying?
My God!
But you know what I think it is as well? Remember, a lot of people have been hurt and betrayed. So sometimes, a lot of times, what it is the hurt that's talking. You know what I mean?
100%. But then you got to see realisticness afterwards, innit? While you're tainted and you're hurt and you're bitter, yeah, you're gonna talk a madness, but after a while, that cloud of frustration settles down and you can see through the mist properly. Then you can start talking sense. You know what I'm saying? But some people actually hang on to those statements because they've been hurt. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
The world's a big place, man. You know, just take your time. I think time is of the essence. Take your time and get to know people. And sometimes, you know what, you might take your time. When you take your time and get to know people, the person that you're with disappears because they're not into the waiting thing. They want to run out there and go and get some, you know, sex somewhere else. But at the same time, if they do that, they're just showing you they're not in it for the long haul. So they've probably done you a favor.
My God! My God! My God!
You know what I'm saying? So the person that waits, takes time, gets to know you, is invested in you, is more than likely going to be the keeper.
I like that.
You get me?
Man, I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Thank you, brother. Any additionals you want to drop in before we close up on this episode, cuz?
No, man. I think we covered everything, man. And this is a very good. I like this one. This one was different today, man.
Yeah, it was.
It got me thinking. You know, like on a few things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a few things on this one actually as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a few things still.
Yeah, I think people can learn from this, you know. I'm not saying we're the Dalai Lamas of love, but at the same time we're speaking certain things from what we see and what we hear and all the research we've conjured up and stuff. And it's good to put this out to people because sometimes people might be thinking the same way or they think different and they hear how we speak and actually them are onto something. And it helps them on their journey. So it's all each one teach one at the end of the day, you know.
Each one teach one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones. But alright then, so, you know, on that note, Verbz, is going to bid you listeners a good night.
Myself, Geniusdan, good night. Listen,
go on.
People, we're approaching the new year. Make sure you cross over safely, man. Make sure you cross over safely, man. Because you have some idiots out there. Come on, if you're going to listen, not telling them what to do, but even if it's a quiet one at home with the family, with the kids, because I heard the other day about this guy that stabbed up a guy because the guy was in his dancing space. People. Is
that the one in Birmingham, yeah?
Yeah, people.
Yeah.
Mate, cross over safely, man. If you're not meant to go out, if you're finding that you're struggling to go out, stay indoors, man.
100%.
Stay indoors, is what I mean. Because you know there's always warning signs. I don't know about you, cuz. I don't know if you know, I believe in warning signs.
Yeah, I'm like that. I've had a few of them and I've taken heed, man, trust me. You know, but yeah, you're right, man. That's a very good message, you know what I mean? Very inspirational thing, man. You know, sometimes people, it's not worth squeezing yourself out there and following the crowd and going to the club. Do you know what I mean? Or the pub, you know, or the shrubs. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not worth it, man. Sometimes just stay in your house and maybe start the new year as you left off the old year
It's true.
with the people that you love.
My God, my
You
God.
know what I mean?
I love that, man. Yeah. Love that.
All right,
Yeah,
then.
love that.
So, people,
Yeah, cuz,
Happy New Year. Yeah? Cuz, big
have a
up.
good one.
And we'll see you next week on the next episode of the Triggered Thoughts
Triggered
Podcast.
Okay.
Big up, cuz, yeah?
Easy.
All right, that's
Yeah,
one.
nice one.
Cool.